name is Commander Sahara Spars, and I'm from Washington, D.C. Growing up in, we call it the DMV, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, you learn a lot. You grow up kind of fast because you see a lot. There's a lot of crime, a lot of drugs. Girls turn to the streets. Where I grew up, we couldn't leave the house at night. To fill my time, I watched wrestling. Wrestling was always my first love. Me and my 2 older brothers, we were so hooked that we decided to eventually become wrestlers. I started wrestling at just the age of 15, actually. My first match, I don't think I got the win, but just the rush that I had, I just needed more. It was definitely an addiction. But in 2015, I stopped wrestling. My last booking prior to that match, I was assaulted and I walked away. Wrestling was my world. I was very depressed. I was an alcoholic. I looked in the mirror. I didn't like who I was. I took a step back and I moved back in with my dad. He spent 20 years in DC Department of Corrections, and before that, he was in the Army. He would tell me about his time in the service and how it allowed him to mature and to find himself. So he suggested I do the same. So I joined the Coast Guard. I don't have the best history with authority. I was very rebellious, but it taught me discipline, which I didn't have very much of. And it also taught me you have to depend on people sometimes in life, especially in situations where your life is in each other's hands. 2019, I was deployed out in Petaluma, California, and I was nearby a wrestling training center. And I felt like this is fate. It's like I had an epiphany, like why should this person who violated me get to live their best life in their career, but I'm the one who has to stop. I'm the one who has to take a step back. I worked really hard going to therapy, and I really dug deep and said that life is too short, tomorrow's not promised. I have a daughter now, and I want her to see, like, I went through this and it was awful, but like, you can do it still. I just want her to see, like, I didn't let that take my dreams away. No, I did it, and I did it with her and for her. And I just want her to see my strength in that. I told myself, I'm gonna be the mom that I wish I had. I see in the WOW Championship match, in my future, I'm ready to show my battle scars to the world and show them you can show yours too. You have someone in me to look up to.